And the reason we're out here is going to be taking the NX500 on a little ride over essentially 3 peaks or 3 passes within the local area. So we're going to start off doing the Strines, which is a really well-known road, quite steep and nadgery, quite twisty. Famous for Chris Northover when he's doing his Bike World videos. We're going to be doing it in generally the opposite direction. We'll probably have a stop at the Strines Inn. Then, traffic permitting, we're going to go on towards Winnats Pass near Castleton in Derbyshire, then a loop round and back over the Snake Pass. And that's Mam Tor, the big hill straight ahead. The shivering mountain. Now the sun's coming out, you can see a little bit more of how glorious the countryside is around here. Isn't it beautiful? So this is the road at Winnats, and you can see the gorge ahead. It's spectacular, isn't it? Ideally, we would have been here a little bit earlier when it was a little bit quieter. But compared to a weekend, this is deathly quiet. Speedwell Cavern, again one of the famous caves around here. Well worth a visit. Putting a drone up. That's something I've been thinking about investing in, a drone. Is it worth it? Given the fact I don't do that many videos these days, possibly not. You do get good shots though. So it does appeal to me in that respect. I'm not sure which is the best direction, whether it's straight on or whether we go right. Let's have a quick look. Right, there you go. Blimey, it's a bit windy up here as well. There you go, you've got an alternative view of Mam Tor. You can just see the path, maybe it doesn't come out on the GoPro, following the ridge on the hill. Spectacular walk. So if you're into your walking, you know where to come. It's a great place, great place. So while we're on this road, I thought we'd have a quick chat about this, the NX500, this bike. I've had the bike about 18 months, something like that so far now. Probably just under 18 months, but a fair time anyway. And as you can see there, I've done 4,400 miles on it. And so I thought I'd give you a quick appraisal of my ownership experience and the good things and the bad things. Let's start with the good things, let's start with the positives. It's been 100% reliable. It's never shown any signs of being unreliable. Unlike the Hornet that I had, the Hornet SP doesn't use a drop of oil. It's very cheap to run. In terms of mile per gallon, it's doing roughly 80, on average 80 miles to the gallon. Just let that sink in a minute. 80 mpg. Phenomenal. And as you can see, you know, it's not as if I'm riding it like a vicar all the time. I do like to open it up every now and then. So, you know, it's a brilliant bike all round. It's a very, very good all-rounder. It's comfortable, the riding position is excellent, it's nice and light, it's cheap to service. I think my service plan with Honda was something like £400 essentially for 2 years servicing, which, you know, my main franchise dealership is pretty good. If you get one of these brand new now, you get 6 years warranty. I only got a mere 3 years, or was it even 2 years? But I got whatever the standard warranty was at that particular time. But 6 years warranty is not to be sniffed at. Sure, you got to take your bike back to a Honda dealership and, you know, keep putting it through their service department to maintain that 6 years warranty. But it's pretty good overall, isn't it? I think it's very good. So let's talk about some of the downsides. This screen, it's a bit of an in-between screen. You know, it would be better maybe if it was a little bit lower or a little bit higher, but at the moment it doesn't really cover either of those bases, and it's quite a noisy screen, a little bit like that V85 TT I had, Motor Guzzi. This screen is incredibly noisy. When I put one of those wind deflectors, those clip-on wind deflectors, you know, that reduces it, but they don't look very good, do they? You look an afterthought, which is exactly what they are. So although I've got one of those, I don't use it that often. If I'm going on a tour, I will put it on, and I suppose I could buy a Puig or a Power Bronze touring screen to go on it, but you know, I shouldn't need to do that. Now the other thing is 47 horsepower. Is it enough? I did a little short on it yesterday, and in that I said no. 90% of the time, yes, you can live with 47 horses, but it's those other 10% occasions, and you know, it really does struggle on fast overtakes on A roads. So if you've got a truck, for example, trugging along at, I don't know, 30, 40, and you've got lots of double whites, so it's difficult to get past and bends, and you just need that instant squirt to get past when you've got a basic opportunity, a narrow window of opportunity. You can't do it on this bike. Everything has to be planned. The other thing, although this TFT is very good, it's a little bit basic. In fact, it's extremely basic, and compared to what you can get from other manufacturers, I think it's a little bit weak. Other things, I'm struggling really to come up with anything, but it's mainly the 47 horsepower issue for me at the moment. So overall, if I was going to score this bike out of 10, what would I say? What would I give it? I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Looks wise as well, you know, it's all right, but it's a bit plain Jane really. I know they tarted it up, and definitely made it an improvement over the CB500X, but it's still not exactly a good looking sexy bike. The CF Moto 450 MT is a much nicer looking bike in my opinion. Now for my British viewers, you probably, and particularly if you're of a certain age like me, you will associate Chapel-en-le Frith with one thing, and that's Ferodo brakes. This was the home of Ferodo brakes. Maybe it still is. I'll have to check. If it is or isn't, I'll stick it on the bottom of the screen. But yeah, Chapel. I think that is where yes, talk of the devil. There they are. Ferodo still going. Good. Another great road. There are so many bikers these days who don't nod. Now I'm not sure whether it's because, you know, it's not a thing anymore, or they don't particularly feel that way inclined. They don't feel any brotherhood in inverted commas, or whether it's because they are so rigid and transfixed. You know, they're returning riders or newly qualified riders, and they're just fixed. Or what? You know, you tell me what it is. You won't be able to see it, but the view on my mirrors is absolutely awesome. the view back down the valley, fantastic. You won't be able to see it really, but it does, it looks superb. Pity the truck didn't turn off, isn't it? Anyway, here we go. And there's the view down the other valley. Fabulous. So this is sunny Glossop, and today it is sunny. Oh, this looks like a biker cafe or pub. But the other good thing is that now it's mercifully free of heavy trucks. There's a 7.5 ton weight limit on this road now, thank God. So we won't have any trucks going up here in crawler gear like you used to get, which is a great thing. So this is the Snake Pass, the infamous or famous, depending on which way you want to say it, Snake Pass. What the hell is going on here? The lights at the top are out, so you might meet something. Again, absolutely spectacular scenery, isn't it? It's almost worth getting caught behind something slow, so you've got no choice but to take it in. I'm loving this ride today. It's been absolutely awesome. Bumps for 1.5 miles. There's the first. You must get a lot of problems with subsidence on this road. But it's been here for centuries. So if you're going to do the Snake, I think this is the best direction to do it in, because you can imagine if you're on the ascent and you've got double whites for as long as you have, you know, they've been interminable, haven't they, the double whites on this side, whereas you get a much clearer run at it, don't you, coming from the Glossop side. So that's my recommendation, do it in this direction. Just see Ladybower on my right, down in the cleft of the valley. One thing I've noticed on here, I was looking for somewhere to pull in. There are no pull-ins, are there, on this stretch? It's pretty poor. Haha! He's obviously had the same idea, hasn't he? Take some snaps. Well, okay, now I'm at the side of the A57, so if there's background noise from traffic, apologies in advance. But behind me, as you can see, is Ladybower Reservoir, and I'll let you have a quick look down the valley. You probably can't pick it up on GoPro, but there are line astern a fleet of ducks going up and down. But it's beautiful countryside, beautiful countryside. So there we go. So we've done the Strines road, which is windy, technical, great fun, and you've got the Strines in to stop at. We have basically done a circuit from Ladybower out to Castleton, which is again a really good stopover point, up the Winnats Pass, which is great when you've got a clear run at it like we had today, and then, you know, and quite an interesting road from Chapel-en-le Frith over to Glossop, and again, you know, if you catch it at the right time and there's not too much traffic, again a cracking road, and then this wonderful Snake Pass from Glossop over to Ladybower. Absolutely awesome. And as I was saying on the commentary, it's much better doing it in this direction. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please remember, give it a like, and if you're watching on mobile, it's the hype button. It's a button for small channels like Blue Yonder, so I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that hype button. It really helps. If you're not a subscriber, why not? Please subscribe, as they say in YouTube land. So until the next time, please remember, keep it shiny side up. I've been Alan, this has been Blue Yonder Moto. Speak to you again soon. Bye for now.